All right, hello and welcome back everyone here to Starladder Season 11 Southeast Asia. This is game 4 of the day. Potential to be the game of the day. Rave showing up once again, looking really, really good. We already saw Chrissy play that Phoenix once to perfection. And first departure, man. Miracle and his team have been on fire lately. We'll see what they could do here up against Rave. Already some picks out, but before we get too far, I'm Helium, and joining me again, it's going to be Blaze.
It is indeed, and I'm looking forward to this one more than any other today. This is the big one. I don't know if it's like really like high impact. Who knows how these results will fall, but as it stands, Raven First Departure have just been playing such amazing styles of Dota. Very active, very back and forth nature. Like they can bring some competitive picks. And speaking of competitive picks, it's not just Phoenix being put into the field, but it's with Ravage on top. You Ravage Supernova, and they have so much less time to actually trying to burn through that Phoenix Sun. So that's going to enable your team fights to just be absolutely dominant, but only one of these guys is going to go to the offlane. Wonder which it will be. Hannah, known for his offlane Tidehunter, very, very strong in that regard, but presumably one of them will be taken to the mid lane.
Dude, can you decrepify the Phoenix Sun?
No.
Damn it. That would be so funny. As long as you're not playing against it, then it would be awful. But
just get an overgrowth. Treant Protector for the win.
yeah. Alright, so Tidehunter Phoenix. I wonder if Rave will start to target some more of the teamfight control heroes. Like, maybe they're worried about a Puck with the Dream Coil. Maybe they are worried about the Treant. Probably not, because, you know, the role of potential offlaner does seem kind of already taken by either the Tide or the Phoenix. I mean, obviously the hero was literally just added to Captain's Mode, but looking back towards Dota 1, even in your pubs, do you see Phoenix working anywhere besides the offlane?
I could see him being a fine mid laner. I mean, he has really good potential with like an early bottle or something to be very annoying for most mid laners to deal with. Like the Embers up there, he's only going to be really getting CS through his spells because you're constantly going to be afflicted by fire spirits. The cooldown is a little long, but the duration is up to 16 and the burn duration after that, so you can get about 20 seconds of attack speed slow every 45, and then you max that first. You're looking to get it very annoying very quickly as far as the enemy you're trying to CS. It's still possible to CS under those circumstances, but it's not ideal. And along with that, like, how do you gank that mid lane? Like,
You
he's gonna even if he gets hit by Searing Chains and they throw an arrow at him, he can just Icarus dive away. So it's a really rough one to go up against. As long as he's getting some experience, that's all that Phoenix really needs. So you could argue that the gold is wasted on him a little bit, but if he's taking gold away from the enemy as well, then you're probably better off.
Yeah, I mean, does really just need that experience. We saw how last game Chrissy was really struggling to find that experience. Suddenly he got level 5, and then suddenly he was carrying the entire game on his back. Maybe a little over-exaggerated, but sort of felt that way. However, it will be someone on First Departure playing it. I'm not really sure who. And let's not forget that other hero added to Captain's Mode, Broodmother. And I would already say probably won't see her based on the picks. Ember Spirit versus Brood, though, absolutely hilarious. You will literally sleight a fist for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, not ideal, honestly. Like,
no,
the
it's
Flame Guard will
not.
probably kill things off before you do, but you know, it depends on the situation. Maybe it's just a single clump of spiderlings and such, but doing half damage. Yeah, it's a bit sluggish indeed. I'm curious how they really they want to build around this Chronosphere. I believe they really need these Chronospheres to be on point because that's how you kill Phoenix. You catch him off guard with a Chronosphere, and then you do sleight of fist damage inside that Chrono. So do they go Ancient Apparition on top? Obviously, they're not going Skywrath, and they were a little bit concerned about Zeus as well. But I think AA would be a really good hero to follow through with, and then what else do you want to build on top of that?
I mean, there's always the Witch Doctor.
Jakiro? Witch Doctor, Jakiro, stuff like that.
Earthshaker too, I guess, but not as much for killing Phoenix, because you would like someone that could like right-click, so Witch Doctor being ranged is kind of nice to work on the Phoenix Sun, I guess. They might get confused tonight, though. The Sun's going to have a moon. The Wisp gets picked up. And there they go. Will be the Jakiro, so you can layer up that Macro Pyre. And we've been seeing a lot of the Ember Spirit Faceless Void combination here in Southeast Asia. It's like Ember Spirit's melee, but it's kind of like a ranged hero. You got the Sleight of Fist. It's easy to place it on the Chrono. Obviously, Jakiro synergy is undeniable. But look at this, man. Phantom Assassin, Wisp, like, they're pretty good friends. I mean, a little bit better of a relationship with Tiny, would probably say Wisp, but Phantom Assassin, that's his go-to girl.
I was a swinger. He can go with whatever he wants.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, really, he can. He is a ball of light.
Yeah, you tether. You get a. It's the definition of a short-term relationship here. You get the 12-second
12
duration tether.
seconds.
You're like, yeah, that's good enough for me. Maybe we'll just make this a thing. We can do this every once in a while.
See you in 100 seconds.
But yeah, I think there's a real power for the IO doing the defensive relocates. I think that's the main point of emphasis here for the IO pick. Is you see Faceless Void Chrono somebody, you bail them out. You relocate them just outside the Chrono. Like, you don't even have to go far from the fight. You just click the ground right nearby the Chrono, but not inside it, and you're happy to be relevant in that capacity. So, yeah, I think that plus the PA, obviously the attack speed is going to be ridiculous with Phantom Strike and Overcharge. But Rave have a really solid lineup, too. I mean, they're going to be able to do some cool things, swap people out of bad spots, dish out damage in general. Like, all of them are solid right clickers, and they're going to be able to push towers and give themselves some early gold. So it really depends on how much space First Departure have to work with, because they don't have a pushing team, right? The Tiny would give them the push that they wanted if they went for that, but since they did go for the PA, they're more about killing heroes and then getting towers off the back of that.
Yeah, and I like the Vengeful Spirit pick here for Rave. It was like, what's that one other hero that can get people out of Chronos? It's Vengeful Spirit. And actually, while I had that point, I thought of a few others that would probably work, but seem very, very not guaranteed. And obviously, you pointed out bringing people out of a Chronosphere with the tether. Although you might not even want to bring out the Phantom Assassin. Like, she's not going to die to Void. It no longer disables passives, the Chronosphere that is. So Faceless Void literally can't kill Phantom Assassin alone. He'll need the Jakiro, and really just the Jakiro at this point. I feel like Ember Spirit's not going to help all that much unless he's just like inside of it or nearby with the Flame Guard. But other heroes that can get people out of Chrono with decent positioning, I feel like Phoenix with an Ags, he can get one person into his egg, and Tusk can get people into his snowball.
So I'm curious what Miracle is going to play here, because obviously, like, he could play a very active hero in the Phantom Assassin, but he was tweeting out earlier that Oracle has fulfilled his long-lost dream of constantly healing his teammates, so maybe he wants to go for the Phoenix and just do that Sunray mechanism play that we saw from Chrissy earlier, where you just keep your teammates sustained, keep them alive, and let PA do her thing. But oh my gosh, this is a team.
That's a pick
This
right
is
there.
just a freaking amazing team. Like, there are so many threats you have to worry about. You've got the empowered PA cleaving away at targets that are clustered together because of RP. You've got the Tidehunter Ravage, which in of itself is like one of the most insane things, coupled with a potential Refresher Orb. The Phoenix Sun, like, even if you only get half the duration on the Sun, like, in the worst case scenario that it gets right-clicked on immediately, you're still so good with the other four heroes, and they still have to focus that while avoiding X, Y, and Z. Getting Jao's Morphling will help to survive, but I don't feel like it's a winning pick. Like, they're so greedy right now with Faceless Void on the off lane for Chrissy. Rior, I guess picking the safe lane Ember, since we did see them take the Morphling mid. I can see it working, but where's their team fight? Like, essentially their strategy with that Morphling pick is, let's go 70 minutes. Not 50 minutes, not 55 to try to go to late game. Our late game is literally 70 minutes when we can all individually 1v5. That's the only way they pull this one out. Like, how else can they actually take this game?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. But I don't know if Phantom Assassin's going to give them the opportunity. This is the Arcana right now, looking to put some what are they even called? Paradoxical things. The little, I don't know.
Manifold Paradox.
Manifold Paradox. I knew Paradox was in it. Yeah. So we'll see what Miracle Paradox can do with that. Did you pick PA because of Arcana? Probably, dude. I think NB has it as well. No contracts. Calling him out, dude. The Nemesis event does not apply here at the tournaments. But First Departure, let's introduce the team properly right now. They're on the Radiant. We've got Pelosin on the Magnus. Safe lane Magnus. You don't see this every day. But getting that hero some farm can be really nice. A Miracle, again, on that Phantom Assassin. Lubby here going to be playing the Wisp or the EO. Looks like he will maybe be going bottom with the Magnus. Really up to him. You like to have the Wisp either in the middle lane or the bottom safe lane here for the Radiant, so you can do the pull throughs into the lanes and get some experience up off those neutrals. Meanwhile, Hannah will be on the Tidehunter, and finally it'll be Aluka on the Phoenix. We'll see how well he can handle the bird.
Alrighty, throwing out those little spirits. The attack speed reduction is substantial, but
so is his health.
Yeah, the bottom line is that even though Phoenix is a strength hero, he only starts out at 17. So although he has good HP with +3 armor and the attack speed is slowed up, he still will take his hits and have to restore. But it's interesting because I was trying to figure out the answer to First Departure's issue of roles. Who is playing number 4, who is playing number 5? If we look at net worth, the Wisp is actually banking more than the Phoenix because he wants that early bottle. So at the end of the day, the lowest net worth is this Phoenix with this kind of casual ring of protection. But what he's doing is not necessarily playing a hard support, but this is helpful off-laning support, where essentially he's giving Hana the opportunity to move actually onto the creep wave and disrupt Ember a little bit. It's keeping cast as well as Ninja Boogie on the lane rather than pulling, and that is to their benefit as well.
Yeah, and Aluka, even if he doesn't time it well, he could always Icarus dive over to the Ancients and maybe stack them up for the Tide, so allow Hannah to get a lot out of the map, out of their resources here. As there is a ward here from the Radiant, maybe protecting it. You're going to see over the next, 5 minutes, if anyone goes up there to ward it to block off the spawns, they will know, assuming they're paying attention. But we see Cast on the Jakiro, also flapping his wings, trying to zone out the Phoenix, using that Liquid Fire, level 1, the no mana cost. Bottom lane, though. All right, Pelosing and getting pretty close to Chrissy. Who's farming it up here? 5 and 1, 3 and 2. Seems like it will be pretty good lane for the both of them. Going to get a lot of farm. And I think that benefits Rave, maybe even a little bit more. Like, the earlier Chrissy gets online, the more potential they have to have a better mid game.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't have to go to 70.
I'm kind of surprised that Chrissy went for a backtrack here, because essentially it's just a 10% damage reduction in what you receive. I mean, obviously there's spikes. You could backtrack a shockwave or two and get really lucky, and that could be extremely high value. But there's just as much chance that you're just backtracking creep auto attacks. Like, it's not actually that valuable in a situation where you're 1v1, whereas the bashes could be extremely crucial in getting early kills with Chronosphere or even before. For now, he's dueling it out. He will get the bash just without the help of the skill points, but we'll see if it's actually enough for him to actually duel this Magnus, who has gone for 1 value point in Empower. And he does backtrack a Shockwave, so as I say it, he's already RNG lording his way to a victory in that bottom lane.
You don't have a backtrack key to activate it?
Oh gosh, I'm no universe, but you know, we're gonna see
middle lane. Look at Jo, forced so far out of that lane.
Having to strength morph is the thing that you want to do the least as a morphing with 3 tangos still in your inventory. You want to get the most value out of those tangos, and the way to do that is to get your agility as high as can be. But in the end, he's not getting as much right-click damage for last hitting, and he is not getting all the efficiency out of those tangos as Miracle just keeps spamming away and looks to probably pick up a bottle himself. We'll have to see. Lubby's still pretty low, so it's a hard call. Usually you want your Wisp to pick the bottle, but hasn't really been contributing to the mid lane as much recently. As far as the current stacking situation, that's interesting to analyze. Alaka is stacking for the Tide, so you get a double stack there, and the Wisp is stacking the jungle on the western side. Mud Golem spawns, as well as an illusion block for the initial spawn, makes it a little bit less than what they would want it to be, but in the end it's still quite effective at providing something to clear out for multiple heroes on First Departure.
Yeah, I like them drawing there on the trees, probably unnecessarily, but bringing down those trees makes pull this at 53, and on the way back, just get this at 54/55 seconds, and it's basically easy stacking for days. And that's something that you can easily do on Wisp, because you can bring down the trees. I guess you could do it on Lina, or literally anyone. If you just buy a Quelling Blade, it would just take a little more preparation to do it. But it's something that can really boost your mid player's performance, such as Miracle. You're going to give him the cleave, he's going to go there and he's going to clear it up. Or maybe Pelosin is close to a Blink Dagger, and he'll go back there, he'll Empower, he'll cleave it down, as he does have that 1 value point early on in Empower, since it's sort of a 1v1 lane. And it's just something you can really, really do. I feel like also with Naga, Storm, Shadow Fiend, anyone that can really utilize the stacks, like, it's really worthwhile if you're a support and you don't know what you should be doing. Like, just go stack some camps.
Yeah. Fortunately, Alco doesn't seem too experienced with the Phoenix's base 285 movement speed because he does miss the Ancient Stack by several seconds. But in the end, they're not doing too shabby. The Tide is still getting to level 3, actually close to 4, though he is in dangerous territory. I also like the fact that the Wisp, as soon as he got his bottle, he gave a sip to the Phoenix, he gave 2 sips to Miracle to flush out his mana pool, and then he just handed Miracle the bottle to bottle up that DD. So huge restoration and sustainability provided from Lubby, the lowly support who is rocking like 300 net worth right now. But Pulson is actually going to skewer in and maybe get the RP off onto Chrissy. Yes, with all that spirit damage, they can just obliterate him. RP committed, the right click delivered, and that is an immense first blood for first departure.
Yeah, it really is. I feel like Faceless Void does not want that to happen whatsoever, especially giving up the first blood. It's generally in the 1v1 lanes where the Faceless Void has all the kill potential, but well, it's not a 1v1 lane as Lubby rotates over. He's still only level 2, but he still does have that tether, still helps out a little bit. RP was committed, and it's about a level, and maybe even a little bit more than that. Actually, no, a little bit less than that, sorry. Level 7. No, there we go, yeah, level and a half. Level 5 to level 7 now for the Magnus.
Yeah.
And he'll get the rune, too.
Comparatively speaking, we haven't been talking about Rave supports, but that's just because they really haven't accomplished too much. I mean, the Jakiro has hit level 3, considering what skill point he wants to go with, but otherwise they've zoned the Tidehunter mildly, but not extensively. Actually, Miracle has the double damage rune, is going to go here onto Jail. Big crit coming out, the waveform away, but Miracle is looking to duel. He's got Bottle, he's got Magic Stick, and he's got Blur. He's going to go on Chrissy, gets the crit, no backtrack for you, and wants to finish it off. Without the time walk, Chrissy going offensive when he should have been defensive, and he will fall to Miracle's right clicks.
Why is J.O. coming back into
rune, and J.O.'s going in further. He's got the HP for it. The Wisp keeps healing, the Bottle keeps going, and J.O. is in a really tough spot. The TP will come in from Ninja Boogie, causing concern for Miracle, but he still has a DD rune for 5 more seconds. Looks for the turnaround, but they're not in the open battlefield. So in the end, he just gets the kill on the Faceless Void, which he's all too happy with as he just utilizes that GG rune to great efficiency.
Yeah, meanwhile, Peloson's like, oh, thanks, guys. You killed Chrissy again. Now I'm just down here free farming. No big deal. He's got 38 CS. He's kind of starting to leave Chrissy in the dust. Chrissy at 29 has now taken the 2 deaths. We'll flip it over to net worth just to check it out. Magnus actually leads at 3.2k, the big 400 for the first blood, definitely helping out in that regard. But he's at 3.3. Chrissy's only at 1.8, dude.
Screw you, Mud Golems. Anchor Smash is coming to town.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Tide. Of course, stacking for the Tide is going to be very beneficial. They did the Ancients a little bit as well. You'll need a few more levels, though, on your Tide. Level 4, not enough. Now, I'll have to go back. This will complete the Mana Boots for Tide. So I'll have some more spam ability the next time it comes to those neutral stacks. They weren't getting a lot in the off lane. How is Rior doing is a big question as well. The most last hits in the game, most denies as well.
Yeah, doing fine and dandy there. Presumably going to go for the Battle Fury very quickly after finishing the Aquila, maybe Magic 1, and that's all you really need. There's actually a very aggressive position for Ninja Boogie. They want to pick somebody off. If they're trying to defend the tower around here, he would have a great opportunity to go through one of the multiple paths to pick him off, but the Observer Ward scouts out nothing because nothing there is. We're actually going to see Ninja Boogie pick up the regen route here just to cover it up. Alico would love to pursue. He does get the slow effect. Stifling Dagger isn't going to be in time, though, and Ninja Boogie will feel safe to walk away.
Yeah, what was that? They lose vision or something? It looked like mid-animation on the dagger.
It was vision, and then it was range, so
yeah.
Just taking that quick step for a second, stopping, and not getting what needs. J.O. finally picks up the Magic Stick, which I think is imperative to have against a Phantom Assassin 1v1, and yes, he's going to be able to sustain a little bit better here, though still losing out in the CS. Actually, only 24 against Miracle's 39.
Yeah. That is not good. J.O.'s having a really, really difficult time here. And, well, Chrissy, I thought was maybe going to be the saving grace that he had the 1v1 lane, but also starting to have a really difficult time because with the first blood, he dies again immediately afterwards. He's now finding, again, some CS, but he's also falling behind the Magnus so hard. And Magnus is a hero that, you know, he kind of has a Chronosphere-esque ability. Reverse Polarity is going to be really, really good, and he's going to have the Blink Dagger and the Mana Boots sub 10 minutes, unless this 3-hero rotation towards the bottom lane, which will include Rior. They're going to look for the Ball of Light, and he'll be able to get away to the creep wave. No problem, and that is, well, sometimes the problem when you go to gank that Wisp. you don't count out the tether. You don't expect him to just be able to escape like that, and sometimes the Wisp just outplays you, breaks your ankles, and they're even trying to turn it around. Pelosin looking for some more. He still did not quite finish that dagger yet. RP onto one. He'll turn it around, bring NB back, or will he? No, Miracle just kills him. Contract. Got it.
Yep, so, yeah, getting another kill up for the PA is a pretty big deal. The Vengeance will wear off quickly. The VS is very low level, and he's just going to go back to farming. So, pretty good for him, but we really need to see a lot from the Ember Spear here, because, as we mentioned, although the Rave have an insanely potent late game, because of the amount of teamfight that First Departure can bring to their mid game, they have to have just so much going for them. And right now, being down 2 kills and not even having the top CS slot anymore, yeah, Rior needs something big. Christy and Rior are farming against each other down bottom. They have to make something happen. So Vengeful Spirit will come down. Maybe their presence alone is enough to bait First Departure in.
Yeah, well, they did use the RP, and they don't quite have Ravage yet. Hannah comes down here, though. Maybe hits level 6, able to get off a Ravage, and some TPs come in. Could be bad. Could be a Chronosphere used to disengage from Chrissy. Who knows? There's a lot of variables going into that. The big one, though, is if Tidehunter can get level 6 before they actually... Okay, he's got it. Variable gone. Ravage online.
Blink already up for the Magnus.
Yeah, Magnus is top net worth in the game right now. Chrissy is going to go in onto Hannah. Hannah, will he die? Chrono just running out. He gets the Ravage. It's going to land on everybody. But is there any follow-up? Here's the Phoenix, the Skewer back. Oh, Pelosin. No longer having the perfect game. The Spirit's almost enough to bring down Chrissy. They're going for the Sunray. It's not quite enough. He shouldn't have canceled that unless it maybe ran out. Now it looks like Rior with the double kill. He got the Tide. He got the EO. Pelosin also going to fall. Give it the triple to Rior right now. But now the PA is coming into town. Going to be, okay, not at all caught up in that, actually. NB trying to get away, but cannot. The crits are too strong. Put another Paradox Memorial on the ground. That was a 242 crit, so still not critting for a whole lot. Another Ice Path from Cast will unfortunately miss the PA, and Miracle is just putting everyone in the grave right now. Phoenix going to get involved, and it's another crit.
Yeah. And just the problem is that Rave can't afford to commit more than 4 heroes to doing anything. Because as soon as they do, that means they're not farming across the map. They're not gaining gold in general off of the map. So they always have to have 1 or 2 heroes in another lane, and that means that when the 5v5 comes out, there's just too much blood on the battlefield. Rior does have a Remnant up, so he will just kind of duel it out while he can, but the RP comes through. Can they crit him down? No! He will Remnant away. And VS will just give him the space he needs. Actually looking for the kill on Miracle, but
oh, no swap. Thought he was looking for the swap. But
Oh,
only
he-
level 4, man. And
Oh,
now
that
Cass!
dangerous. Dangerous territory for him. And Jayo's actually pursuing Hannah. Has the waveform. The right click. Is it going to be enough? There it is. Relocate coming through. Alika, Miracle, Lubby, all in play, but Jayo just burning through all the mana, trying to wait it out, but in the end he will fall. Miracle, a double unstoppable, and just looking really strong. Like the only... Oh, Lubby actually will be cleaned up on the
Aw,
Wisp.
poor guy.
Like, they are playing really smooth right now. Like the only major mistake they've made this game is letting their tier 1 tower fall by the hands of the Jakiro. Jakiro essentially, when the siege creep fell, he saw the tower was like 1.5 hits from death, so he just liquid fires it, and they don't fortify. They have the fortify, they don't use it, and they do lose their tier 1, but otherwise their movement has been smooth, and Rave, they just don't have the lineup to deal with this much activity.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah, well, First Departure, they faltered a little bit in the bottom lane where they even get off the Ravage, so that was their first Ravage use, and they still lost the tower and the fight miserably. That gave Rior a triple kill and then some more farm even off of that. Not to mention the tower gold. He's now top of the net worth at 6.6k. Not a big surprise. PA's in second to 6.5. Magnus has stopped his incredible increase of gold a little bit. He's 5.2, so he's not quite keeping up. He was in first place for a long while this game. Still is doing great, probably because they stopped farming and he started trying to get involved in these team fights since you finish up that Blink just a little after 10 minutes. Blink, Arcanes, and he's picked up a Smoke of Deceit. His RP is up in 10. We look at Hannah. The Ravage is already there for the Tidehunter. NB trying to do some aggressive warding and will actually deny the smoke, but probably going to pay with his life.
Oh yeah, that's...
And by
Not where you're gonna
probably,
be here.
most definitely, put another Paradox Memorial on the ground.
Well, there you go. So, okay, so we're actually gonna go for the real K play up here on to
my
Chris. They already got
gosh.
Blink RP'd. They just have, wherever a single hero is, there's a team fight with this Wisp. as long as the relocate's up. So they go in and they either ravage somebody or they reverse polarity somebody and they bring them down. Now rubber banding back. Looks like Miracle just wants to farm the stack with Empower, and that is going to be plenty. Rior, though, actually gets the Searing Chains onto Aluka under the tower. He's going to go down.
He already used the Phoenix Sun in the middle lane. I'm not really sure why, if it was a misclick or there was an engagement there.
There was heroes, but they only just got burned gradually. Like, they weren't actually going to get stunned by it, so it was just an aggressive play, dealing with some damage, but certainly not doing enough.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he is maybe the most in tune with the ways of the Phoenix. I don't know, but here we go. Hannah looking for some. He's got Arcane Boots. He's a little low on the mana, but he can get it back. There it is now. Some wand charges as well.
Big Chrono, potentially. There is 4 points in Blur, though.
Gets it on the PA, but there's no chance. Like, Void does nothing against this hero anymore. Used to be the counter. Now he almost gets countered. Tide, though, will fall. Level 8 seeming actually really, really squishy. Miracle goes in deep, and against Rior. Rior is the one hero that he cannot handle. He can't break off the Flame Guard, and he'll finally go down. Was that a triple kill in a waveform?
Wow. Absolutely insane.
Triple kill in a bottle, man.
Just racking it up. Suddenly 3,200 gold. Like, how did that happen? He just got 1,300 gold off of that. One waveform.
That'll do it.
Gold, and suddenly a new shiny item. That is absolutely absurd. With the Blink Skewer is available, the Relocate Forward is available as well. First cast is going to get hit. Magic Missile and the Ice Path are expended, but it's just forcing Pulson away. Swap back in. He's going to be going down.
Oh my gosh, first departure met with disaster there. First, Phoenix makes some questionable plays in the middle lane. Then there's actually not a good chrono from Chrissy. Maybe separates the team fight a little. He kept the PA at least in a chrono for 4 seconds while the rest of the team was being dealt with. Yeah, but it was basically Rior came in at the tail end of the fight after a lot of abilities had been used. Flame Guard can't be broken. He's doing a ton of damage, and you know, waveform, 325 magic damage, like easy triple kill for Jo.
Yeah, so much value out of it, and he's actually going to be building up the Yasha immediately. So enhancing his farm, he can get more off the map, he can increase his GPM overall, and he packs more of a punch when he actually goes in for the fights. With the Adaptive Struck scaling on agility, and with the fact that this hero needs to actually have a movement speed booster to get in. Treads doesn't improve your movement speed beyond Brown Boots, and yeah, you just need some more MS. So 435 is up for him. He'll move quickly enough, and he'll hit really hard. Lubby needs to skewer or tether out very quickly, but it's actually going to be Hannah that's under the gun.
Hannah, yeah, Hannah is, maybe it's all the magic damage there, because he just seems like a squishy little girl. Like, he just disappears in all of these fights. I can't figure it out. Dying so fast. Miracle caught in an Ice Path right now. Here's Jay. Oh, 2-man RP. That'll be enough to maybe turn this around. NB, though, nicely done with the swap. Unfortunately, stuns a creep. I don't know about that one. That creep running around, casting ice armor on people. Nice chrono will bring down one. Unfortunately, caught Rior in the chrono a little bit, so he might not be able to give chase. I think the burn damage will bring down the Vengeful Spirit. Now over to Miracle. He actually went Armlet. He doesn't need the cleave, so he'll go Helm of the Dominator, Drums, Armlet. I like it a lot, actually. And obviously, he's got 8 kills, 2 assists for it. Ravage will go out. There's still burn damage, but there's enough damage from Miracle to shut it down. He's going to go 9, 1, and 3 off of that, not to mention the cleave from the Empower. They're not done chasing, though. They're still looking for Chrissy, and although the game was maybe looking a little dicey for first departure after what just happened in the middle lane, if you look at the graphs, there was no rubber band gold even for Jo. It was dead even on gold. It was first departure a little ahead in experience. And Rave, it was 3,500 experience for their good fight in the middle lane, and with that, first departure should turn it all around.
That was just absolutely absurd. The Ravage timing, Miracle surviving against that. Like, I can't even believe my eyes when I see Miracle drop down from the waveform to that low of HP, but the perfect Ravage from Hannah hitting both of them, and they can, yeah, do so much work with this armlet now. You mentioned the Empower. That's obviously a big factor here, but they are being chased down pretty quickly. Jo really wants to snipe somebody, but needs to jet replicant forward, and that's just too ambitious. It's going to skewer back. Cass going down immediately.
Oh, man. That's his own 4-staff. Pelosin's picked up the 4-staff, so his item progression is extremely nice. He's already pretty much good to go at this point. Just needs some more levels and some more farm. He'll be able to get the refresher, and he'll have the mana for it. But he did play a farming role. I'm curious if he'll maybe even want to get some right-click out. But yeah, probably not. I think the double RP will go a long way with just PA wailing on people.
This draft is just so insane. It's so active in the early mid game. Like, they didn't even need the Wisp support for Miracle to get a lot of farm. They're actually going to relocate him down bottom where they can go on Jo. He's already
They gotta be perfect though, and they're not. He's already gone.
So, the Phoenix Sun will be wasted, but Alico will come out with full cooldowns and mana HP. They want to take this tier 1 tower off of that. They just have to get the Chronosphere right to try to hold it if at all possible. Fortification will come first. Chrissy on his way, and yeah, they're not going to go toe-to-toe with that without any ultis. They expended everything to try to bring down Ember Spirit there. But yeah, the last Chronosphere in particular wasn't all that great from Chrissy. He got the Wisp only, but that Wisp was at 10% HP. He literally could have just right-clicked instead of Chronoed, and it would have been the same result. So I think Chrissy's Chronos need to be on point, and at First Departure do need to make some more mistakes. They fed away about 4 kills about 5 minutes back, and those were very consequential to bringing my faith in Rave, bringing it back. They definitely need more of that.
Yeah, and Rave going to look to me force some more mistakes. At least going to force First Departure to make a decision here. They smoke up, they'll go in towards the Roche. So either First Departure does nothing and Rave will take the Roche, or First Departure tries to contest this, and maybe they make a mistake, but it looks like it'll be the former. Rave pretty much going to get this. Well, not pretty much. They will get it uncontested. They've even got Rior still farming in the lane along with Cass. So they see a Jakiro, who is kind of your Roche-doing hero.
Yeah.
And he's not even in the pit, so they don't suspect it at all. There's not even a medallion on Vengeful Spirit. That's just... Was that even a rune? I don't know. That was a really fast Roche for those 3.
Wave of 4 points of Wave of Terror, 2 points in Aura, and 3 right-clickers. I mean, their heroes are really good for that kind of a thing. Whether or not they're depriving Roshan of his attack speed, they're just gunning him down with the raw right-click potential. And like you said, it was a great fake-out. The fact that they had heroes visible on the map, there's no way you suspect that. And can't imagine a better hero right now to have that Aegis than the Morphling. Getting to morph as much Agi as he wants to and feels comfortable with to make the most of both of his lives, it's just the most impactful thing you can imagine. Now, he is still sitting on this casual Yasha. Where do you think he goes from here? Like, do you think... I mean, I don't even know about the BKB against Tide because you're still up against Phoenix Magnus.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could potentially see him finish the Manta. Seems reasonable to upgrade that. Or he could just stay on the casual Yasha. Well, oh, damn, dude. Yeah. Generally, an item you look for Morphling eventually as a Satanic. I don't think that's what he's going to go for next. I don't know, man. It seems like a really tough choice for him, honestly.
I think he has to go E-Blade just to punish the fact that PA is not going BKB. And when you look at the lineup, why would she? I mean, only Magic Missile and Ice Path is what you worry about magic-wise. Otherwise, it's just some damage, which tapers as the game progresses. So she just outguns it with strength items like Armlet and Satanic. And then from that point, she can just do whatever the heck she wants. Now farming up a very nice stack of Ancients with the help of the Empower Overcharge. She's just got so many steroids. I mean, this is just crazy. And I really think Rave would win about it a little... Oh, he is going for it?
Yeah, I just bought the Ghost Scepter.
Like, that's the only way you do this, is disable the PA. And they only have a couple ways they can do that without actually getting to sheepstick level of farm.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this case, like you pointed out, the BKB, the Lincoln Sphere as well, like your usual defensive items for Morphling are just not good this game. So you got to go full offensive. You're going to go shotgun. It's still a decent timing for that. He's not far off from it at all. And I mean, it is the only answer for the PA. I don't even know if it is. I don't think he's going to be doing 2,300 damage because that's what he has when the Armlet goes on. And if you don't kill him, well, Miracle will just activate that Satanic and be back to full HP almost immediately. It's the Miracle show right now. Not to mention he'll have an Empower to help out. And here's the smoke from the other members of First Departure. They're looking for the Ember, and they're going to relocate there. They will actually find him. RP is actually rank 2 this time, and he's not going to be able to get out of there. He'll do a Sleight of Fist. It does a lot of damage as he picked up the Battle Fury about 2 minutes ago. Now Jo coming up, trying to get somebody. Wow. Hannah throws out the Ravage. Chrissy tries to get a Chrono. It's just on Miracle, but again, he can't kill Miracle. Miracle, meanwhile, easy. 840 damage. The last crits we saw were 270 for Miracle. That one's 840. He's going to go for it onto Cass. There's absolutely no chance that Jakiro gets away. He will be brought down. Double kill right now for Miracle. NB hiding behind the tower. The only place that really is safe. And Jo, let's remember, he does have an Aegis. He does have that Ghost Scepter. NB shows his face for a second, and he will be brought down. And now you're going to go in. The Phoenix Sun, it is a burning up Jo. Jo out of mana. will go down. Does have another life. Meanwhile, who's this? Rior back onto the fight. This was a buyback. Miracle jumping. Ultra kill. The back-to-back crits.
Oh, he wants more. If only Jo stuck around.
Heal me, Phoenix.
The 24-minute rampage would come through, but nevertheless, Miracle just absolutely slicing and dicing, playing magnificently. I mean, this guy is already setting records here. At the 15-minute mark, he had 8 kills. 8 kills, which is already a Pro Dota 2 record, but now racking up 13 over the next 10 minutes in total. So that is just astounding what Miracle's accomplished, just really advertising this Arcana better than Valve ever could.
He crit that Ember Spirit not only twice in a row, but the one that dealt the final blow was 1,003 damage.
Jeez.
Onto that Ember. So goodbye, Ember. That was a dieback, by the way, so that's really going to hurt them in terms of the net worth. I will check out the graphs. I missed the recap, guys. Sorry. I know it means a lot. NB going to get spotted and going to die. I think that's the point this game is at. If you're seen, you die. Well, maybe not. The burn damage, okay, and another blink forward. They will get him. It's a 5,000 gold advantage, and more than that, maybe 7,000 experience advantage, and probably going to continue to climb. 21-14, 7-kill lead here for first departure. Pushing-wise, they've got to go through all the tier 2s. Actually, this tier 1 sitting on 25 HP in the bottom lane for Rave still. However, Jo, he has the Blade. He's not going to give up. He's completed it just under 26 minutes. He's 5-2-1-1, also not doing terribly. Second in net worth, but still down 8,000.
You know what would be really annoying for Miracle to go right now? A butterfly. There's no way they farm any MKBs or hexes fast enough to deal with it. He could go butterfly on top of the... But he did it! Yes! Miracle!
Already done.
Perfect. I wasn't even looking at the courier, so I was not cheating there, guys.
Blaze is a cheater.
That's just legit. But 50% blur added in with the butterflies, 33% or 35% evasion. I'm trying to think of the multiplicative math in my head at the moment, and it's not looking good. I think it's 65, just over 65%, maybe 67, somewhere in there. And yeah, that means you hit him a third of the time. Oh my gosh, and he crits you 100% of the time.
There's the Blade, everything. They'll drop the Chrono. Their only reason they're killing him is because he's in the macro pyre. They're going to try to get the heal. I don't know if that Sun Ray was actually in range. Lubby was going for the extraction point as well here.
It's the relocate.
He is really... Oh, he's got a haste. I was like, why is he so fast? All right, he'll get out of there. Or no, sorry. Well, he does, but not the way he wanted to. He dies. He gets sent back to base.
Lubby is apparently flubby on the relocate here. He relocates in and tethers into the chrono. The second you hit the chrono, the relocate effect ends because you cannot be disabled while you're trying to pour it away. So in the end, he just sets himself up for suicide, and yeah, that's how you bring down a PA of this level. If you can't do it through right clicks, you do it through magic damage, and then after he's down, about to be getting all his HP back from the lifesteal, then you drop the Chronosphere. But if there's a Phoenix there, if there's a Tide there, if he's anything but
Wisp
solo,
doesn't screw it up,
yeah, then you still can't do it. But yeah, it seems to be just this perfect stars aligning thing, and yeah, across all the universes that Oracle could predict, he doesn't see the one where PA dies.
or the one where he will ever be in Captain's mode, hopefully.
Not in his current state.
Yeah. All right, Rior is going for the Crystallis. He actually got a good time on that Battlefield 21 minutes. I mean, that triple kill early on in the bottom lane, that was at exactly at the 14-minute mark. That really helped propel him to an early Battle Fury. Since then, though, hasn't done all that much. He's 6-3-7. Like, he's putting on a great performance. It's just that Miracle is outperforming anybody right now. Still ahead by 7,000 gold. It was 8 the last time we checked, so that does mean he is making ground. Another 4-staff, though, going to come out for Hannah on the Tidehunter as Pelosin works for that refresher. He is already extremely close on the Magnus. He's like 600 gold away from that. You know that Tidehunter is going to be looking for that item next as well. And you got double Ravage, double RP, an unkillable, well, okay, not quite unkillable, but most likely unkillable Miracle. What do you do for Rave? I feel like you just wait until the game is over because you just lost your carry in 3 hits.
Yep, never saw it coming. It was a good way to put on the epitaph there. Miracle just, clearing out the creep boy with a 1545. That is pure damage, but honestly, even with all these agi heroes, there's not that much agility to mitigate everything that Miracle is bringing right now. He is just going to town on the opposition here, attacking pretty quickly, even with the liquid fire, thanks to the armlet.
What is this attack animation?
Yeah, it's legit. And yeah, just taking down the tower can tank it all day long with the help of Lubby. They're going to try to nuke him down. Miracle will drop a little low, but still going to be all right. And then he will Satanic to bring himself back up to full. Just devastating. And that's not even counting all these ultimates. Like Refresher, Reverse Polarity, Ravages. All of this stuff is major threats in any standard Dota game, but it's all the Miracle Show right now because he can honestly nearly do it solo. We've seen he can't do it entirely solo. The Chronosphere will come through.
Here's the Ravage, though. Chrissy unveiling that BKB. He'll be able to bring down the Wisp. Can he find Miracle? Miracle still in the Macro Pyre. There's an RP. Jo goes in. That is actually just the Adaptive Strike. Aluka, born again out of the Phoenix Sun. And, you know, chilling, going up the hill there. Trying to get the passable terrain with his Sunray, but it doesn't work. Will still be brought down. I don't know, man. I don't want to be too mean to Lubby here, but again, he just gets a little too close to the PA and gets chronoed as well. He dies. If he dies, the PA will actually be killable, so I don't know. Bit of a blunder.
I think it's a bit of overconfidence there. Like, he's like, okay, I can just tether overcharge you. You can take all the towers, all the racks. And that's true if you have no opposition, but there are 5 heroes up here. So I definitely think that it was a mistake and it was an underestimation of his opposition. But end of the day, it's just something to learn from. He can still go in, redeem himself with one big pull-out out of the Chronosphere. If Chrissy doesn't lock this PA in Chrono, there's nothing they can do. Nice play, though, getting the BKB, surviving and nullifying the Ravage. And going in for a very big kill. This 20,000 net worth hero is a juicy bounty.
Yeah, most definitely. And Chrissy, I mean, the chronos are going to be so important, but let's not forget, he is still getting 2-shot. Like, if PA jumps on him, pending some RNG, I guess, because of however backtrack might work out, or even the crits might work out in the favor of PA, like, Chrissy can just get decimated, and that means no chrono. He does not have a lot of gold either, so there's no buyback there. That tier 3 in the middle lane did fall. But, hey, Rave hangs on for a little bit longer. They've made it to just under 32 minutes right now. I know at the start of the game you were saying maybe they get it at 70 minutes into the late game. And I realize why it's quiet now. Looks like Blaze, our call, is broken. We'll try to bring him back in here in just a second, guys. Sorry for some tech issues. Hopefully he can rejoin here, but let's see the state of the game. We'll check out those graphs a little bit slower now. 5,000 gold lead that's it for first departure. There's more than a 5,000 difference in heroes just between Miracle and Jo, so you know that means some other members of first departure might be hurting. I guess it's the Wisp down there at 3.6. You see NB, Ninja Boogie, the very last, the Vengeful Spirit for Rave, but here they go. They will smoke up. They're going to head top, look to find themselves some pickoffs. This is really what they need to do, but let's look at this. The Refresher Orb is finished up right now on the Magnus. He's already going to scoot himself into the tree line right now. Let's see if he even force staffs forward a little bit more. I thought he might. Here's Chrissy, though, jumping in. We'll get it onto 2. Once again, Lubby is in there, so he's going to be brought down. Miracle, can he survive this? The heal, it's coming in. He will actually blink away. The Phoenix Sun, now the Yule Scepter. He's going to be thrown up and into an Ice Path. That's Cass doing that bit. And he will go down Jo onto a killing spree right now. Ninja Boogie, the only one to have fallen on the side of Rave. And it's just first departure. And I got to say it again, it's Lubby with questionable positioning. He cannot be caught in these chronos. He needs to be playing so far back. He needs to be going in for the save, not the one dying first. And that is just unfortunate. That's a teamfight recap we will show. It's been a magnificent game for first departure, but it gets a bit harder. That is a 7,000 experience change, about 2,000, well, sorry, that's negative 1,700, so about a 4,800 gold change for Rave right there. Well, that's making it look a bit better. Maybe they can get to that 70-minute mark that Blaze prophesized. Let's see, back to equilibrium on gold. They're ahead in experience. They do still have a PA problem, although not really. She's been dealt with entirely in the last couple fights. Again, mainly because Wisp is dying. All right, they're even going to get some tier 3 tower damage of their own in. And while it was looking like a Miracle was just going to run away with this, no problem. Game looks to have gotten actually pretty hard. He's giving away a lot every time he dies. He's got an ultimate orb right now. I wonder if he's going Lincolns. Maybe he's going Sheep. Could be a Manta. Could be a lot of things, really. Probably going to be a Scotty. So, there you go. We'll figure that bit out. I don't know if Blaze is back yet. I'm sure he's not too happy to be missing the potential of this game. I mean, we said all day. Well, we didn't really say it all day. We were both thinking it all day, and I tweeted it before this game went out that I thought this was really the potential for the game of the day. It was supposed to be first. We did have it moved, so if you guys were looking for the Rave first departure game early, well, you found it now. This is it. Ultimate Orb into Ogre Club. Maybe thinking about that BKB. Magic damage, potentially a bit too much. Speaking of Scotty, that's what I was going to say, Morphling goes instead of the Blade when Blaze first asked that question many minutes ago, but now it doesn't matter. He'll have them both. So a whole lot of stats. More full agility. He'll have a base of 127 and another 102 to boot. So that's going to be pretty deadly for the Adaptive Strike and for the Blade. Yeah, I see Cyborg Matt showing up. He's giving us that, what was it, excellent and magnificent Dota, I believe, his words from the intro video. Also spamming 322 in the chat. Another smoke up from Rave. They've really just been seizing the day with these smokes. They found some really great pickoffs. They've been able to kill that Wisp at the start of every fight. Chrissy does have an MKB now, so that's making things a lot easier going up against the PA. So what was it with, I think, the diminishing stacking of evasion? It was like 67-ish% chance of evading with the blur with the butterfly. Now you got that MKB up. It is a 0, and we'll keep in mind, guys, Chronosphere, if you've been living under a rock, no longer disables those passives. So we've seen Chrissy really struggling to bring down the PA, but not anymore that he's got the MKB, and also Macropyre, Flame Guard have been doing a lot to bring her down. Still rolling with a KDA of 5, though. 15, 4, and 5. Not a lot of room for assists when you're the one murdering everybody. We could go around the map and probably count out all these Paradox Memorials, but I think I'd rather not. Some of them were funny, like this one. 274 meager damage. And then we go look at this one from not even that much later on. 1,003 damage. Let's check in with Phoenix. I know a long time ago he finished up that mechanism, but it didn't really do too much for him.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
All right, they're still going to be pushing top here. The tower will fall. Meanwhile, Morphling going to pick up one also. Basically the reverse tower of that one. The tier 2 top and bottom will fall right there, and we'll also find some more Paradox Memorials. People getting wrecked. And it really is Rave holding on right now. The game has slowed down significantly. Not even a kill. That was actually a tower right there. So not even a kill since this mark. Maybe 8 minutes ago. And it's just an even... It's a drawn out line. But still a big advantage experience here. I wonder what that's coming from. Let's... It must be here where Ember Spirit is 20 and Morphling is 19. You got a 15 and a 13 and a 13, so I don't know. The experience is even that big of a deal looking at 40 minutes. It's really just the gold. So it looks like it could be a while. It's not like Rave wanted to be completely passive. We saw them smoke up and look for some pickoffs. Did they change the color of these golems? They look like slightly more gold, or I'm just going crazy. So they have more brown bits. Alright, I'm gonna have to do some reading after this. I feel like those got changed. Alright, Jo, where are you at? 3,100 gold. And actually, where did you go? You replicated back, just being really, really safe. Where's that item that has the big potential here for first departure to get them back on what was almost a perfect game for them for a long while. They need the refresher up on the Tidehunter. They've got the refresher on the Magnus. They need their Phoenix player to just... Actually, I think he's always been just a little too far. Like, Phoenix and Wisp need to switch places. Phoenix needs to be a bit closer so he can get the Sunray heal. Wisp needs to be further, so if PA is going to die, he can relocate her out. And we'll see Magnus trying to split push the bottom lane. He does have a Blink Dagger and a Town Portal Scroll. It's about all you need on any hero to keep that split pushing dream alive. Although Magnus does bring down the creeps rather quickly. Probably just an attack and a shockwave. Chrissy going back in for that Roche one more time. Mask of Madness. He can solo it himself this time. Not a problem at all. Alright, apparently, I don't know what happened to Blaze. He's not offline. Oh, are you back? Blaze.
Put him back in, man. I'll be like 60 seconds.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that the call had even rejoined, so we're good. We're good to go. Blaze is back, guys. All right, Aegis over to Chrissy right now. Tide picking up a haste rune. Doesn't have a bottle, though, so he's forced to use it right now. Or am I just... No, Magnus got the haste. What am I saying? Also didn't have a bottle, so forced to use it right now. So that statement still stands. He's got another 2,400 gold already after the refresher. I feel like BKB is maybe in order just to watch out for the Ethblade target here from the Morphling, as he's getting pretty scary. Still 5k in the bank. Hasn't really needed to buy anything else. Gem coming out for the Phoenix, maybe trying to get that map control, hold on to that lead that they, well, don't really have. But the game is fairly even right now, so maybe that advantage of having a gem and getting the map control could really help. Ember Spirit to the data list right now, 4,400 gold. Looking for another big item. Can always go for the Rapier if he needs to, but game feeling manageable right now. Probably not thinking about that.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They'll force Reor back. Tier 2 tower will fall. Actually, all Tier 2 towers have fallen. The only one remaining, First Departure, they've got one, and it's not a very important one in terms of the map control it gives you, but hey, it is still standing up there. There's the BKB, so yeah, we saw the ultimate orb got quickly turned into the Eye of Scotty. The Ogre Club went quickly into the Black King bar, so Phantom Assassin not having any trouble finding that farm. And we can see why when you bring down a creep wave in one attack like that. Still keeping that distance of 7,000 gold between Miracle himself and J.O.'s Morphling. So that's been pretty constant. Ninja Boogie trying to find a good spot for these wards. Although we can look at First Departure, how aggressive they want to be playing right now. They've got wards blocking any of the exits coming out from the bottom lane or up towards the secret shop. They themselves are on the mid lane. There's an RP. That's onto a hard illusion, also known as the replicate there. Chrissy now going to drop that Chrono. Will get those attacks onto Miracle. Miracle, though, is pretty tanky, and they're looking for... Oh, that is actually both refresher already used there for Pelos, and he gets the RPs off. Is it enough, though? Rior now coming in onto a killing spree. There's still a tether and the BKB. Rior will go down. He's down for 90, has buyback available, and he will use it. He's got a TP in, though. Doesn't have a remnant forward. And Aluka about to drop that gem. Will drop that gem. Chrissy's still staying alive. Didn't even have to use that Aegis. It's the Tide and the Phoenix down. They're still giving chase to Miracle right now. I don't know if they're going to be able to bring him down. They've got the Scotty attacking, and he'll blink back over towards his buddy, the Wisp. But the push now barreling down the mid lane. Or they have the potential to. Can they get another pick off? No. Quick fingers there. Blink away by Pelosin. 2 dead for 30 on First Departure. Rior bot back. Might feel pressured to get a lot out of it. Could maybe backfire if they go too hard. And this just in, guys. It looks like we will have one more game after this. It will be Southeast Asia, though. Looks like Starladder Europe is going on right after this. And since we're already on the stream, I guess we're just going to take it over. And it will be maybe a bit of a resident sleeper cast. As I look behind me, my bed looks very comfortable. But, hey, looks like we're staying up for one more, and this game is potentially going the distance as well. No one has even taken a lane of Rax yet. That tier 3 tower down in the middle lane. That's when they were really leading, and it was actually never by that much. 7,500 gold, maybe 10,000 experience. They got the tier 3 tower, and they had a bit of a blunder with the Wisp a couple times, getting caught in the Chrono. I think, honestly, 2 or 3 times in a row. So far, they haven't been able to really get back into a commanding position this game. They've got 1 reverse polarity right now. They've got double Ravage, so this is the time where First Departure can really think about taking the team fight. But the problem is, Ember Spirit extremely mobile, and there is a lot of lockdown, but it's the ultimate's fairly close proximity. I mean, Reorc can just Remnant out, Remnant back in, probably dodge him. I don't know, it might be a tall order for him, but really, locking down the Ember Spirit and locking down the Morphling is starting to become an issue. Chrissy will go in, Chrono onto Miracle, going to try to get those bashes. Can they get the Macropyre off? No. That's a Chrono wasted right now. That's 1 RP, though. Ravage number 1 coming out. Can Hannah find another? He will. He'll blink back in. He even refreshed the blink and went back in. I love it. That'll be Jakiro down. They only got a Jakiro for that, and he's even able to buy back. Now Lubby, he's the furthest one in still. He will go Scepter up and be brought down by the Adaptive Strike. Jo onto that mega kill streak right now. 7,000 gold in the bank. Chrissy's like, my Chrono wasn't great. Whatever. They're not actually done fighting, though. Miracle thinking about going for some more. Oh. They will bring him down. He's going to be dead for 112 seconds on the Ember Spirit. Cycloning him up. That's got to be Cass that's doing that with his Yule Scepter. Ember down, though. Do you think they can do this, Blaze?
I think so. I mean, that's 100 seconds without the Ember Spirit. He obviously bobbed back a couple minutes earlier, and now they can just kind of go in. That Ember Spirit's so ambitious with that frontal movement with the Remnants that he just couldn't back out after the dagger connected. And yeah, MKB does come out for Jo. This is what he needs to have any chance at this, and it's got to be perfect. Right now, they're still up against 1 RP. It's going to come out onto 2. There's a skewer right into Miracle's open arms, and they are going down fast. Miracle E-bladed up, but they just can't do enough damage. He'll be able to, has his BKB, has a Satanic, and they can just walk away since the Void Bob back. They will lose to Phoenix, but that's minimal repercussions, and they are able to get that clutch buyback. Now, all the enemy, or core enemy heroes have their buyback on, except for the Morphling. Jo is pretty much their last hope if they lose one more fight. He does have cheese, he does have buyback, but that Replicant does not persist through doubt, so it's going to be hard to get back to the fight if it's not on the defensive. Either way, yeah, it's a difficult position because obviously they only have the 1 BKB, and they're up against a double Tide ulti. If BKB and MKB are picked up on all 3 cores, then you got something going for you. But as it stands, Reor just is playing with fire every time he goes in, and he has to be extremely careful about his movements across the map.
Yeah, he really does. I'm kind of surprised First Departure didn't maybe try to get just a little bit more out of that push, trying to get the range Rex at least. I mean, I guess the Fortify was still available, so that could have delayed them 5 more seconds, but by the time they backed off, it was still about a 40, maybe mid-30 second respawn there on both the Ember and the Jakiro, really respecting the Faceless Void now that he's got the MKB. Same thing goes for the Morphling. Unless he was just getting back up. He's got MKB and already another 4,000 gold. Probably.
I think it's just respect for the potential. I think First Departure's resolve was shaken a little bit when they lost that dramatic lead. They don't want to lose it again. They have a 7,500 gold lead, but they saw how easily you can slip through the cracks if they don't team fight expertly. And there are just so many factors in these team fights now. You're 48 minutes up against 3 amazing carries that individually could carry games, but in this case, all 3 of them on the same lineup, and 1 Chrono could decide the game at this point. We are going to see the pickoff, though. Ember, what are you doing there?
Dying, man. He's just trying to he's trying to farm some items with those contracts.
2,000 damage in fractions of a second on this Ember Spirit. Just absolutely insane.
Well, that was also the unveiling of the Abyssal Blade that Miracle just finished up. Like, he didn't even have a Basher before, and now he brings out the Abyssal. So, catching him off guard, hoping he'd have the quick fingers to jaunt. I mean, survive 1 hit at least, but not the case. He's down for another minute, and this might actually be the time. Let's look at the, yep, double Ravage is available, double RP available in 9 seconds. This could be the fight to get the complete mid lane of Rax.
Solon Chrissy here. This has to be the Chrono of the century with a Macropyre on top. E-blade that up and get Miracle down. For now, they're just kind of pushing him back, delaying. It is a 38-second timer, but they need more. Oh, that BKB though.
Yeah, really good timing on the BKB. This Macro Pyre not going to do anything. I don't know about this Phoenix Sun. One ultimate from Hannah will go off. The Abyssal Blade there. That's, well, buyback timer added. Void going to be down for 100 seconds right now. NB with the defensive swap. I guess trying to keep Jo alive a little bit longer. But the middle lane of Rax to fall. The tier 2s have been down for a while. Creep in the base. Miracle will rotate quickly down to that bottom tier 3. Fortify is actually still online. They didn't even use it for the Rax, thinking they might need it for a little bit more. Meanwhile, Pelosin going forward will bring back one. Their second Ravage is going to go out. Cast goes to Ghost form. Will he be brought down? He will. Phoenix looks like he'll get it. Now coming back around, Jo doing a lot of damage, brings down the bird. But I don't think he's got enough. They'll stun up Miracle one more time. Miracle, though, very, very tanky. Going to get another bash, and that's a big crit. That was 21-12 red damage right there. And where is my Tombstone? I want to check out that crit. But anyway, Miracle in some trouble. F-Blade up, being kited around a little bit. Keep getting sent to Ghost form, but did force a buyback there from the Morphling.
Wow, the pickoff of Miracle is still pretty huge, though, because as long as they keep him out of the game, they can keep on trying to farm that comeback. I mean, right now, the buybacks are cooling down on the Void and the Jakiro. Both will be up in 2 or 3 minutes, and that's going to be for the Roche. I can't see the timer because I did reconnect, but yeah, it is
a little less
going
than
to
a
be
minute.
a very impactful Roche time. We saw how important that cheese was for Jo there. After buying back, he was able to force them out, and they just need to keep that going. I'm just really surprised that Rior didn't go for the MKB before the Daedalus. Like, it just kind of seems like a mistake to me when you're all about this PA.
Yeah, well, MKB going to be coming out next for the Ember Spirit. Actually just gets finished up right now. Vengeful Spirit also with the Ghost Scepter just to live a little bit longer. It's definitely the only answer for the supports to stay alive. Got the gem from Aluka over on the Vengeful Spirit for Rave right now. The Yule Scepter obviously being rather annoying, keeping people alive. Ghost Scepter on Jakiro, the mechanism. Yeah, it's pretty much fallen off by 51 minutes, but hey, any little bit helps sometimes. Phantom Assassin, we've been pretty much really in tune with her item progression as the Radiance Courier will be killed. Were they using the Courier?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Both of the couriers just scouting Roshan, that's all.
Oh, another one's delivering items, though, so they must have just bought a Courier to scout Roche.
Yep.
And it was brought down. Here we go. Chrissy, though, looking for the Aegis and the cheese. They've got every Roche thus far in this game. Pelosin's going in with the Force Staff. He gets him onto the high ground. Obviously, both these heroes can get off of the high ground. There's the Sun coming in. The attacks onto it, though. Can he do it in time? No, Aluka, that's a lot of DPS from Jo onto the Phoenix Egg, which doesn't matter at all. Chrissy's dead already from inside the pit, down for 70. A nice defensive swap out will keep Jo alive. NB gonna have to sacrifice. Miracle goes for double damage, though. Talk about a game-winning rune. Gonna think about maybe going back up there, or just not even gonna worry about it.
When he relocated in with that BKB active and they didn't have the Chronosphere to await him, that was the game-winning move. Like, they go in, they destroy Chrissy extremely quickly. He even denies the Aegis just because he can't afford to drop a slot. So he's like, okay, just get it out of the picture. We don't want to carry coming back into this one. And if you look at the buybacks, like, Void won't have his until he would have respawned already. The Chronosphere here, 30 seconds, they have to delay it. Ember Spirit's a good hero for it, but Miracle's got that DD rune, as you mentioned, just cruising through this tier 3 tower.
Yes, indeed he is. Fortify, though, is still available, getting actually pretty low now. As who did that Aegis actually go to?
Denied. It was completely denied by Miracle since he could not afford to drop treads, and he didn't want to waste any time on it.
Cheese denied as well, or used in that?
That I did not catch. The Aegis was denied. The cheese is not on anybody, so I guess he did attack that too. Either way, Miracle takes down the tier 3, walks out. Nice and clean and careful, but at the same time, he's just playing with that 5-second BKB. If he stays for a second longer, he's chronoed, and then the Macro Pyre really starts to do its damage. But for now, they made a great play there. They initiate the way they want to, and it's Rave still uncertain about where to go from here. 53 minutes in, they've got some insane carries, but Miracle still trumps them all individually.
Yeah, indeed. Especially if he gets the BKB off before the Chrono. I mean, the magic damage, I mean, sure, it is pretty late for magic damage. This guy's got 3,500 HP, but it was really doing a lot. Maybe not doing as much now as the physical, since actually MKBs are up on, I think, all 3 of the core heroes. Yeah, Rior's got one, Chrissy's got one, and Jo have all got one. And they'll catch out Miracle. Is this the killing potential here? I mean, most definitely, but no, that's, did they relocate him out?
He
Yeah,
first
they
Phantom
did.
Strike out, and then they relocated too. I don't know if it changed it, but they're going
There's
back
one
in.
Ravage. Miracle jumps in. Pop that Satanic. Double Ravage right now. NB cast. Oh, actually live a little bit longer as he pops up the Ghost Scepter, but not that much longer. There's the Stifling Dagger. It was not quite enough. Gem is going to be down. Uh-oh, Hard Illusion looking to bring PA onto the field. That's going to be pretty scary stuff. And they don't actually quite kill it. Rio are also sticking around.
Because it can't gap close, but it's going to be annoying to kill. Like, really annoying. Oh my gosh. Got Ember Spirit trying to turn around Miracle.
Oh my gosh. Did that look, that looked like a 1600 crit from that illusion to me, by the way. And then JO comes back into it. We'll bring him down. There is buyback available on both the Wisp and the PA. But they lose 4 on first departure. Double Ravage was used in that exchange down there as well. Tide the only one to live. Rave actually leading by 1 kill here at 55 minutes.
Yeah, about 850 damage coming out from the shotgun combo from Jo, and it's enough to bring him down with the help of Ember Spirit, getting that 450 crit. Now that he has that MKB, he can just actually deal damage to this hero, and what a difference it makes. It's very difficult for Miracle to actually solo carry this game at this stage. The initiation is great, but they need even more. Magnus going for the AC, that's going to enhance. But end of the day, they still need 2 incredible Ravages, 2 incredible RPs, and yeah, I think they need a little bit of luck. I think they need to get some huge crits out during those cooldowns. Otherwise, a Chrono could disrupt things quite substantially. The last one from Chrissy was mostly on non-cores. Not for lack of trying, though, man. That was such a close call, almost catching Miracle in that Chronosphere.
Yep. And let's not forget, though, it is Rave still. A Rax down. They're actually going to smoke up on where their Rax has fallen. So this smoke in memory of the middle Rax, Mr. Raxy. Let's see if they can make it count. They've been trying to smoke out of the base for a while now, but have had difficulties making it work 100%. Obviously, Roche is off the field for the next few minutes. They'll smoke, but they won't find, well, anybody. PA, like, hasn't respawned yet. Maybe jumping the gun on the smoke. I think they're just using this smoke to get into a more forward position without maybe being scouted by some wards or something along the way.
Other than BOTs, I don't think Miracle can really progress from here. Like, maybe he actually gets rid of the BKB for something, but as it stands, he's actually still around Butterfly. Wow. I'm speechless. That is... I mean, it happens, but damn, that is such an unfortunate occurrence.
Oh, man. 56 minutes in. Well, fortunate for them, like, that could have been a great smoke and a great pickoff, but at least nothing bad happens. Ninja Boogie gets what he deserves. Actually, that's probably not even what he deserves.
Phoenix should not be near his allies in this next push. He's just
Nor should Wisp, please.
No, the Vengeance Aura is what I'm talking about here.
Oh, I thought you said Phoenix.
I did. Phoenix has the Vengeance Aura, and he needs to stay away from all the heroes so that they can actually do damage.
Got it. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, he seems like he's had a little bit of trouble with spacing out and getting a Sunray to apply. I don't know if there's too much damage coming to the PA, but it has looked like it's not applying sometimes. Miracle, though, looking to go in. There's another buyback on Reor, like maybe the second or third buyback there after, well, Ninja Boogie will be back in 25. But yeah, that's a good point. That Vengeance Aura is still there. Reor going to get caught now in that Ravage. Oh! Well, yeah, Ravage and Reverse Polarity. They'll bring him down. That's the dieback. This has to be the game. He's down for 2 minutes right now.
You'd think that, but damn, they've been holding on so hard. 58 minutes in. Rave are still here, trying to hold their second lane of racks, but Pass is going to be going down. It's Jo, almost with a solo last stand. Chrissy's got the Chronosphere in 5 seconds, though, and this is the potentially final Chronosphere of the game. No whiffs here.
Hit the buildings, Miracle. I know you can do it. Don't be distracted by the effigies. There's some good ones. So cool. Rockstar Prophet is a pretty good one, actually. It's Chrissy's. No surprise. He's got the Nature's Prophet. But anyways, Miracle trying to end this ridiculous game. He's got that BKB. There's no Ravage. Both were already used. The Anchor Smash, though, coming up really, really big. Miracle, can they bring him down? He doesn't have that Butterfly anymore, as it's actually kind of been rendered useless. He is still alive, by the way, being able to be brought back there. That was a nice relocate by Lubby, it looks like. And the tower will not fall here. Ravage.
He'll off the neutral creeps as best he can, and then immediately go back to the tier 3. Like, they can do this with the Chronosphere on cooldown,
or
and Roy does not have money for a refresher orb. They just need to, yeah, do this heal bomb, get it all back up, and with the tether heal, it's actually quite substantial. So, Yeah, this could be the final fight. No Ember in sight.
Now, not for another 40. The Chrono, not for another 40. Wow. This looks like it could finally be the end of this game. We're approaching an hour right now. Blade going out, trying to slow him down, putting a Miracle in Ghost form, but the big heals onto 2. That's actually a crazy interaction. The Phoenix Beam over the Wisp, doubling up that heal. Miracle going to be forced to BKB once more. Going to look for Jo right now. Can he get those bashes? Abyssal coming off a cooldown in 1 second. Chrissy will jumps in. RP onto 2 right now. Ice Path going to disrupt this a little bit. There was only the 1 RP available right now. No Ravage for another 30. Miracle still fighting, still life-stealing, still trying to get those crits. Jo morphing to strength, and he will fall right now. And he's dead for about 2 minutes. Buyback on NB, but it looks like they might be able to clean up the buildings. Maybe not. Reor is back, and they're going to have to respect that.
Let's just bait them out and go right back in. I think they
What do they have? Ravage and 10.
To do it, but they're just so sheepish. There's so much on the line here. They're just letting the Ancient take its damage, and they're going to have to pull back. Yeah, it's different. We'll get used to it, but all the same, it is taking some major hits here from the creeps, and they're going in the front looking for an opportunity. Right now with only 1400 HP, it seems like it would be a mistake. There's a Chronosphere up. They have to get out, but all the same, they think they have a chance with Miracle lifestealing on the creep wave. But I just don't know. The AC is up, but there's an Ember and a Void. They could throw everything away here.
The Ravage will actually land on 2, maybe even 3. They're together. The cleave coming from Miracle. He BKBs up. He brings down. Well, those are the only heroes they really had to worry about. Chrissy, he's not too weak either, but he's not nearly strong enough to bring down Miracle. And even the Skewer out of the base right now. Man, what a game, and what a blunder off of that smoke when they were trying to get the Chrono, but there was the swap. I don't know if it really would have mattered all that much. Maybe it transitions into pushing a Rax, and maybe Rave can get it a Rax for a Rax at that point, but it falls apart quickly thereafter. And look at that, 23 fantasy points on Miracle.
Yeah, I mean, he hit 850 GPM here. He got 557 last hits. He got 26 kills. Just, it's absolutely absurd. Now, that last dodge of the Chronosphere there, while amazing to watch, might not have actually been the highest of impact either, because he actually had plenty of money, 10,000 gold, in fact, to buy back in BOT.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to go for that aggressive play, once Chronosphere was gone, they had that room for error, but Miracle just dodges it anyways. He just too damn good. Like, he carried the hell out of this game. Had great supporting cast, but played one of the most exciting PA games against the hardest of carries. Like, Morphling, Void, and Ember Spirit, you put them on a wall, you frame their picture as being these carries, these anti-carries, who can do so much. The Ethereal Blade against the PA's right clicks, the Bash and the Chronosphere against the PA directly, but in the end, it's not enough. They all have to buy MKBs because of that 6.82 change, and that's the cost, the expense. Because as soon as they do, I love how Butterfly was just shelved in the stash. Like, he just sat there and said, okay, they've all got MKBs. You did your job, Butterfly. You take a seat, and I'll do the rest here with that 6th slot. My God, what a game here in Starladder, SEA 11.
Yeah, well, we will be leaving the Southeast Asia region. I think we've got one more game now coming up for Starladder Season 11 Europe. Make sure to buy the ticket, support the event, and also support your casters here. I'm Helium. You can follow me on Twitter at HeliumBrella, Blaze here at Blaze Casting, and of course, Starladder TV and Beyond the Summit on Twitter as well. We'll be back. Going to take a bit of a break after this ridiculous game, so do please stick around. Starladder Europe coming up next.